James is a really great storyteller. Early on, it became apparent to me that he totally understood and cared about movies as complete presentations, and also very tuned into performances and the nuances in what the actors are giving.
Just go back 20 seconds and play the whole 3 cues back to back to back to back.
We got to play back with playing back with dialogue or just music?
No.
Ron gives me that kind of freedom to be part of the filmmaking team as opposed to just coming in with a pencil and writing a theme and leaving.
Well, of all the, look, the fact of the matter is, particularly if you're not a musician, which I'm not, and most directors aren't, they might have been in a garage band, but that's probably about it. This is a terrifying phase. It's mysterious. Look, music's mysterious. Why does one thing work and another not? It can be very intimidating. And over the course of our now 7 collaborations, the thing that's exciting for me is that I talk to James the way I would talk to a writer or even an actor trying to create a performance, a character, trying to create a character. And James is able to take this, interpret it, experiment with it, throw ideas back at me, and continue to develop what ultimately winds up being a very important character in the movie, which is the score, the musical score. I think it's great to ride out, and I think it blends well. I send James the roughest of rough cuts from the beginning. Before anyone, I would let anyone at the studio or anyone else see the movie. He's looking at the 3-hour plus version just to begin the process.
And then I get a really good sense. When I see a film, I react to the scenes just like he does. And so I give him an idea, and in this case, we both knew pretty much what we wanted in terms of Native American music. There's 62 minutes of really very authentic Native music that really narrates the bulk of the film. I do a lot of work with Native American players to get sounds. A lot of these players play instruments that are totally unreliable. They play 4 notes, and they're meant for ceremonial use. They're not meant to play melodies or over a period of 3 minutes or something like that. So what very often has to happen is I have to sample the instruments and manipulate them in the machine so that a note, when I play it, can last 5 seconds instead of just 1 second. And things like that. Also, none of the players read music, and it's a whole world unto itself that's beautiful, and I don't want to dilute it. Yet I have a movie to score, and I can't put them out in front of regular Western musicians and start conducting, because that's a foreign world to them. So I basically have 2 ensembles that I'm always sort of going between, and I always have to keep everything in my head. And we do have a lot of primitive wind instruments and a lot of primitive native instruments that are not wind-based, percussion-based, and those all have to be sort of feathered into the quote-unquote Western aspects of the score. 3. I'm using the orchestra to counterpoint the Native American Apache music that I'm doing. If you keep everything just plainly ethnic, you end up having sort of a National Geographic type feel to the thing, where it's all very real, but it's not cinematic. So in my orchestra, I have primarily been relying on a large string section to infuse the film with a sort of heart that's at the very core of it. And then I diffuse that with the ethnic thing that takes the sting out of it just being a Western or string score.
James is a powerful composer. He writes very emotional music, but I also think he has great taste. That's incredibly valuable. And we have our discussions, we have our debates back and forth about it. It's like any creative interplay or collaboration, but it's just always yielded scores that I've just felt meant so much to the movie and helped reach the audience in ways that the movie never would have otherwise. And that's the greatest compliment I could pay.